Me and the person, we started messaging and off the app. And we were just having a good conversation, asking each other how each other's day was, and yada yada, first time conversation. And so we got comfortable, and he asked me if he could take me out. This was like on the first day of us speaking. So I was like, yeah, cool. When or whatever. And he said tomorrow, whatever time you're free. And I said, okay, I'll let you know. Because I was still like in school. I had classes and stuff, and I had homework I had to complete. So I told him, I was like, when I'm done with my homework, I'll let you know and we'll figure it out. We exchanged numbers just to make it easier. And then the next day was the day of the date. So we were, he messaged me trying to figure out when I was ready. Then he ended up calling me. And we were on the phone, and I told him I was still doing my work. So he was just like, okay, just let me know when you're done. We're going to meet up at this and that time. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll let you know if I finish in that time. And he said, okay, he'll call me back. So when that time came, he never called me, and I still wasn't done with my work. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not really pressed for the date. We'll just leave it where it is. So he never calls me that day. For the rest of the day, he doesn't say anything to me. And I just keep it pushing. About 2 days later, he messages me talking about, oh, hey, how you doing or whatever. Like he did not forget the date or whatever. And like I said, I was impressed, but I don't like it when guys act stupid. So it's like, if you knew you forgot, the least you could have done would have been like, okay, hey, what's up? What happened with the date or something? Like, you're messaging me like nothing happened. So I'm gonna play stupid too. So I was like, hey, what's up? How are you? La da 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 da. And then he brings up wanting to do another day. And I said, well, you messed up on the first day. You didn't even message me back or whatever. Basically, with the first day, and then it ended up being miscommunication. He assumed I was going to call him back. Since I didn't call back, he didn't call back, and la da da. So I was like, whatever. It is what it is. Like, there's no, hard feelings or whatever. So we planned on our next date, which is supposed to be the second date, but which is our first date now. So we planned it out. It was on a weekday. He wanted to take me to this Mexican spot that had like buy one get one free margaritas, and I was like, shoot, I'm down for whatever. Like, I really don't care. So I get home from school and from like this event that I went to. I get home, I change, and he actually picks me up at my place. So comes, picks me up, and yeah, he comes and picks me up, and I'm in the car, and I'm scared. I already told 2 of my friends exactly where I was gonna be at, when I was going, because this is my first time meeting this guy. So when we're communicating, we get to the place, we're communicating, conversation is very good, we're laughing, we're getting to know each other. We found out we're from the same town. We knew like a few of the same people. So it was just really cool. We ate really well, we drank, and then he ends up telling me he low-key feels tipsy. So I'm just like, what? Like, you barely had 2 drinks. Like, how are you tipsy? But I was like, whatever. He wanted me to drive his car home. So I was like, okay, cool. The next day, he spends the afternoon with me again. We hung out and chilled for the whole rest of the day. That happened for about 3-4 days. I think 4 days. And one of the days, he actually, like, towards the end, he actually wanted me to cook. So he came to my home, bought groceries, a whole bunch of groceries, told me to cook, came back to my house after I cooked it, and he ate. Randomly, it was like towards the weekend, he wanted to come over again, and he told me that he was on his way. 2 hours later went by. This was around like 6-7 o'clock. I still didn't see him, and I already made plans with friends to actually go out. So I was just like, okay, boy, like, you gotta let me know if you're coming or not, because I could be doing something else. And he was just like, no, I'm coming. So I was like, okay. Hours go by. It's about like 10-11 o'clock. Message him again, where are you? He tells me, oh, he's in another city right now. He's on his way back. It's gonna just take him some time. few hours, or well, an hour or two later, I text him again, like, okay, I'm getting irritated because you got me waiting up for you. And he was just like, oh, we got a flat tire. I'm right here near the city. I won't take long. I'll be there soon. I went to sleep. I was like, I really don't have time for this. Like, I could care less about what you got going on anymore, because it's like, it's one thing to respect somebody's time, and it's one thing to just always have some new excuse. I'm not effing you. I'm not even dating you. We're just getting to know each other. So all this extraness, I really don't have the patience for it. So at night, I messaged him after he told me that he was having car trouble. Him and his people were having car trouble. I was like, are you good? And he never answers back. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to sleep. And the next day, I assumed he was gonna message me. Just an assumption, because it's like, I'm trying to figure out if you're good. You don't even answer back. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe the next day he could have an explanation, or maybe say, okay, hey, I'm good. This is like, whatever. Nothing. That was the last time me and him spoke at all. We did not speak at all. We didn't message. I wasn't really on Tinder like that anymore. When I did go on Tinder, we didn't communicate on there. So it was just over with. We just left it at that. And I wasn't pressed. I wasn't sad, because I didn't care for him like that. Like, I could tell me and him could be good friends. Like, we had amazing conversation. We joked with each other a lot. But for me to consider anything more, I just wasn't feeling this. Something was off about him, especially when it came down to me considering a relationship, or even pursuing anything further. Just something wasn't right. I didn't feel the connection. So when we stopped talking, I was like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. Months later, I go to this club, and he's there. And I'm just looking like, I didn't say anything. I didn't notice him. All of a sudden, he starts messaging me. And my childish behind, I start sending him middle fingers. Like, I think he asked me, what was I doing? Or no, some bullshit. Next day, early in the morning, he calls me, FaceTiming me, talking about, oh, you always acting up. You don't ever listen. You so extra. Da 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 da. You know, just trying to be funny, talking mess about me. And I'm just like, what do you want? Like, dead ass, what do you want? You stopped talking to me months ago. Like, what do you want now? And he was like, oh, I missed you. Let's hang out. I want to see you. Da 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 da. And I was like, nigga, like, really? I really don't care for you. And then he just, you know how guys are, being very persistent. I was just at my friend's house, and my friend was just like, shit, if this guy wants to hang out with you so bad, you need to get something from him. Get some food so we can eat and relax or whatever. You just spend like a few minutes, talk to him, and go about your business. I was like, okay. So he agreed. He asked for my friend's address, and he ends up bringing the pizza. And so he brings the pizza. I bring the pizza inside, and then I come back outside, and we talk. I'm just like, you're weird. I don't know what's wrong with you. You have an issue. Ooh, I skipped the whole part. Okay. Let's back it up a little bit. Before the second encounter, after we stopped speaking for months, I spoke to one of my good friends. And like, what we do is every few months, it's not like clockwork or nothing, but it's just, we're busy. We don't really speak every single day. So every few months, we call each other up, and we kind of go over everything that has transpired in our lives, especially when it comes down to guys. So she calls me, we're sitting on the phone, we're catching up, and I'm telling her about mistakes with guys and situations that happen. And so she was telling me about her story, and one of the guys, she never gave me a name. She just kind of was just like, oh, well, so-and-so and this and that and da 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 da. It was someone she was speaking to back at our hometown, and basically things just didn't work out, and she just kind of left it at that. She really liked him, and he was trying to get with her for the longest, but she never really had a chance to get with him because she was always in a relationship. But now that her relationship was off, she tried and it didn't work out. So I was just like, okay, cool. Like I said, she didn't give me a name. We just left it at that. And so I was telling her about my situations and what I was going through. And I ended up speaking. I barely spoke about him because, like I said, he was so irrelevant. Like, I did not like him like that. Now, mind you, I'm not going to say, like, this guy is tall, dark, full beard, like, very attractive. But something about him kind of just made me feel like he was a fraud in some type of way. Like, I knew for a fact I could not trust him, especially like from the first few encounters. You kind of show your true colors, like you kind of flaky. I'm already like, okay, listen, I just got a relationship. I can't even be on this fairy tale bullshit with you. I already see what kind of moves you making. You moving very funny. So we can be cool, we can hang out, but for me to sit here and expect anything more from you, I would be stupid. When we were almost done with our conversation, I was just like, oh, well, let me just tell you about this other guy, this little weirdo. I don't know what happened, but we just stopped speaking, and I said his name. So let's give him a name. Joshua. His name is Joshua. So I was like, yeah, this nigga named Joshua. I was speaking to him. You know, he's actually from back at home, and we were talking. We were cool, and I don't know what happened. We just stopped speaking. She was like, you said Joshua? You talking about I mean Joshua? He's tall, he's dark, he has a full beard, he's like Jamaican. Are you talking about him? And I said, oh yeah, that nigga, you know him? And she was like, girl, that's the nigga I was just telling you the story about. I said, what? What are you talking about? She was just like, yes, girl, that's him. And I was like, yeah, on Tinder it says he's 26. You know, he told me he went to, now mind you, let me, like I said, something was weird about him. He seemed very flaky. He told me he was 26 years old. He told me he went to school and graduated, and now he's working in his field, and he travels a lot because of what his job is. He's like a manager, and he travels a lot. And yeah. So when I told my friend what she had told me, she's like, girl, no, this nigga is 31. His birthday just passed. He just turned 31. So I said, okay, why are you a grown-ass man lying about your age? So then I left that alone. She was like, secondly, that nigga never went to school. The way that nigga make money is he drug deals. Like, he doesn't have a job. Like, he drug deals. If he had a job, why would he be traveling all over the place like that? He doesn't travel for work. He doesn't have an actual career. And I said, wow. I was like, niggas do that? Like, you lie about everything? You're freaking weird. So then, but I was just blown. I was like, wow. Like, this nigga was so irrelevant, but that's crazy how small our world is. Like, seriously. So I kind of left it alone. We just laughed about it. I was like, this nigga's a lame. Like, you're a joke to sit here and have to lie to people about what you have going on. But it's just like, eventually, didn't you think I was going to find out? That to me doesn't make any sense. So that happened. And then fast forward, that's when I saw him at the club. And so I was just like, you know, nigga, I really don't care to speak to you whatsoever because I know what you're about. And you seem very lame to me. So I really have nothing to talk to you about. But you want to hang out? You want to buy us pizza? Shit, I could talk to you for 2-3 minutes. That's fine. So when we were outside speaking, I was just like, listen, like, don't waste my time. You already stopped speaking to me in the first place for whatever reason. So do what you were doing before. I don't have no issues with you. We cool, whatever. And plus, like, he kept on being persistent. So I was like, nigga, I know shit about you. Like, getting thirsty. So he just was being very persistent, talking about what you know about me, what you know about me. I said, nigga, it's not even that relevant, honestly. Like, I'm not. Eventually, I kind of got irritated with him because I was like, you being very persistent, like I don't know what type of person you are. I'm going to keep reminding you that I know shit about you so you could stop trying. Because I'm not going to block your number. I don't hate you. But at the same time, if you keep being very persistent, I'm going to have to do something so you can understand why the hell. Like, I think he assumed I was trying to play hard to get. And I don't think he understood. He's like, listen, we're going to talk about it right now. I need to know what it is that you claim to know about me, and I'm going to tell you if it's true or not. I said, all right, do you know, let me see what I can name my friend. Do you know Chantel? That's what her name is. That's what her fake name is. I was like, do you know Chantel? He's like, Chantel? Where's she from? And I said, from our hometown. Do you know Chantel? And he was just like, oh yeah, I know Chantel. And I said, okay, well, Chantel is one of my good friends, and when me and you stopped speaking to each other, I spoke to her and she told me a lot of things about you that don't add up to what you have told me and what your profile says. So basically, I told him everything, and he was just like, oh, you know what? That crazy. She been stalking me from the get-go. I don't know what her problem is. What you call it? He's like, I dismissed that girl a long time ago. Yeah, we went out on one date. That was it. Nothing even happened. And afterwards, it's like she wanted to keep talking to me, but she already had a nigga. So it's like, why did she think I was retarded? Plus, she already dated my cousin. So what I'm gonna do with her? She just upset that a nigga don't want her. She's just basically, and my friend is some bitter ass female who's mad at the fact that he didn't want her. So I was just like, listen, I don't care who's telling the truth. I don't care who's lying. Obviously, two different people got two different sides. You could claim one thing to me, but your actions show something totally different. And on top of that, it's like, you know, me and her are cool, so I would never feel no type of way if, you know, maybe she is that bitter bitch that you claim she is. But whatever the case may be, stop bothering me, because like I said, I know what you're about. So whatever it is you're trying to do, constantly contacting me, constantly trying to be in my face, dead it. Because there's no chance that I'm ever trying to, like, we're never going to get to a level. Like, it's not going to happen. Just don't waste your time. So he was pissed. This nigga ends up calling his friend or cousin or whoever into the room, talking about the situation, talking about, oh, bro, you remember Chantel from back at home? Tell me, still trying to cut my life. Man, this. I said, oh, well, you know what? If you just pissed off, bro, call her. Call her, talk to her, figure out what's going on. Maybe if you communicate with her, you can figure something out, because it's kind of like, it's kind of getting ridiculous. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Basically making it seem like my friend, and you basically making it seem like Chantel's this crazy bitch. So maybe if you communicate with her and try to, like, settle it, maybe she'll stop. Because you're making it seem as though she's messing up everything for you. Because he was like, oh, she's messing up. She's trying to mess up what me and you could have. And she already tried to mess up what I had before. And I was just like, okay, well, talk to the girl. I don't know what to tell you. So he was just like, yeah, bro, I'm about to call her right now. I'm going to call you back later. And I said, okay, cool. I go out to eat with my roommate. And while I'm out eating with my roommate, Chantel calls me. Mind you, like I said, me and Chantel don't really communicate a lot. We talk to each other every blue moon. So I'm just like, damn, she calling me. This situation just happened. I already feel like she's going to be like, girl, why you threw me under the bus? Or something. I ignored the call, and I texted her, and I said, I'll talk to you. I'm going to call you back later. So after I'm done eating, I call her when I'm in the car, and she was just like, oh, hey, girl, how you doing? I said, girl, I'm good. What's up? And she was just like, oh, girl, I just went on a cruise, and she was like, I just want to let you know what happened or how it was and stuff. And I said, wait, pause for a second. You called me to tell me about your cruise. Did you not hear from Joshua? Like, did Joshua call you? She's like, what? Why would Joshua call me? Like, I've been blocked him a long time ago. I said, oh. Well, what we talked about, I talked about with him, because this nigga came around randomly and he said that you're lying. He said you're crazy, and he said that he's gonna be calling you. And she's like, what the fuck? I really don't have time for this shit. And I said, well, neither do I. I don't know what's going on. And she was just like, well, no, like, he never called me. He never said anything. Like, I legit just wanted to call you to tell you about my cruise. And I said, whoa, like, I do want to hear about your cruise, but at the same time, it's so weird at the fact that me and this nigga just talked about this like an hour or two ago. and now you're calling me, and I'm thinking I'm about to get in trouble, and you don't even know what's going on. So I was just like, listen, I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, I'm so confused. You telling me this nigga didn't call you? He made it seem like he was going to. And she was like, you know what? Let's play with this nigga. Like, I'm not lying. You already know what type of female I am. Let's play with this nigga. And this is what Chantel said. And I said, you know what? You're right. Let's do it. So she unblocks him. She calls him. He doesn't answer. So then I was just like, fuck it. Let me just call him. So when I call him, he answers, and I was like, hey, did you talk to her? And he was just like, nah, I ain't talked to her. I fell asleep. And I said, okay, well, are you going to? You know, you kind of did make a big scene about it. I assumed you were going to handle it. So then he was just like, yeah, I'm going to. I think she called me earlier. Funny thing is, I was just like, didn't you tell me you blocked her number because you said she was crazy? And so how the hell did you know she called you? And he was just like, I could tell by the area code and stuff. I remember what her number looked like. How you remember what her number looked like, but you say you only went on one date with her and you didn't really talk to her like that? Y'all only talked for like a little bit. So you memorized the number from a long ass time ago just cause. So I was like, okay, whatever you say. And then he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna call her. So while I'm on the phone with him, while we're still on the phone, I'm still reiterating everything that that we talked about before, because I had Chantel on three-way. So I was reiterating everything so that he can hear, so she can hear from his mouth the he's saying about her. So all of a sudden we get off the phone, and he goes ahead and calls her. So then she three-ways me. And so he was like, they were basically going back and forth. He's lying, talking about, he basically said I lied. He said I lied about everything. And she was just like, well, why are you lying about your age? And he was like, well, yeah, I am 31, but I'm not lying. Why would I lie about my age? I'm an adult. Me and this girl, we were both texting, like, this nigga is so fucking retarded. Like, what? Who does like that? Like, that ass, you want to come around? You want to sit here and lie and be stupid? Nigga, we got something for your ass. Freaking retard. You're lying about what you have going on. You lying about your age just to make it seem like you got something going on. It's embarrassing. You too damn old. Have a life. Have something going on for yourself so you don't have to sit here and lie about what got going on. Like, you dead ass saying that you went to school, you graduated. On top of that, you claiming that you're actually working up here, doing a whole ass job that you get paid for. Moral of the story is, don't trust no nigga. Especially ones that already just seem flaky. If they already seem like they lying, don't even waste your time. Because I promise you, you're gonna end up hurt. This nigga really thought I gave a fuck. If you only knew.